Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Red. Reviews today from No Simps TV. High value man refuses to pay child support after divorce for kid that's not his. Please like and grab them below. Really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. Showtime.
I actually have found that I think men are more likely to have bizarrely unrealistic expectations. I have so many girlfriends who are highly accomplished, highly educated, great people, and just wonderful women. And the dating pool is absolutely...
Says who? Who's auditing these wonderful women? Each other? Because each other, you guys suck at auditing.
Brutal for
What are
that.
these men looking for?
It is entirely unclear to me that it's like, why are there men not jumping to want to date them? So if...
Well, Alicia, those are not bizarre and unrealistic expectations, because reality is that ultimately men want to build a family, okay? And most men don't want to be with an accomplished and educated woman because those women are entitled, demanding, and a pain to deal with. Even different studies will tell you that that's the case. So most of your accomplished and educated friends are very likely to end up with a cat instead of a family, just like
I love
Whoopi.
these how he does his clips.
Why isn't she responding? Because the silence in that room is absolutely deafening. And it isn't like he said something out of this world. He told them basic facts of how a man chooses his partner, and the way they got silent suggests that they have heard it for the first time. And next, we have a man who refuses to pay child support for a kid not his.
I'm not signing them papers, man. That's not my daughter.
Don't throw this
I'm not
at me.
paying child
Don't
support. We
throw
get
it
divorced,
away.
right? She's not my daughter biologically.
You signed these adoption papers, giving these child the same biological rights as a child who is your own.
Bro, I didn't sign the birth certificate. What adoption paper? Where I signed them at?
I got the papers.
Okay, you got the papers. You ain't got no
Somewhere,
papers.
Somewhere.
Did he sign the birth certificate?
No, he didn't sign it.
I didn't sign the birth certificate. That's what I'm saying. That's not my daughter biologically. Her daddy in
But
jail.
she was there since she was born.
Okay, what that mean?
You see how I have the birth certificate. Lying through their teeth. This is the whole point of why do women lie? Why do people lie? Right? It's usually to get something. One. And two, who fucking knows sometimes? They just want to lie. But majority of the time, they get something out of it.
You adopted her, though. I got the adoption papers somewhere.
Okay, but what that mean?
Somewhere.
I'm not paying child support.
We were married for 7 years.
Just pull out the birth certificate.
Okay, it don't really matter if we was married or not. It don't really matter. That's not my daughter.
Look,
I'm not about to pay child support. You move on, meet somebody else.
Yeah.
He taking care of you and your daughter. You get double benefits. How did that sound?
Once
Right.
you adopt this child, it becomes yours in the same.
But what I'm saying is,
capacity as
where
a
the papers at?
biological child. I understand. Do you have the papers?
She don't know where the papers is even at.
in,
That's what I'm saying. She's so unorganized. That's why we're getting divorced now. You're not organized.
It's good that he did not sign the birth certificate, or she would have been all over his money, because women like her take advantage of a good guy. But no matter what happens, such women should not be allowed to do such horrible things to a good man. And it's the man's responsibility to protect himself and his assets from such vultures.
First of all, you're the reason why my brain is fucked
whatever.
up.
But this is your
Let's pump the
choice.
brakes. Let's pump the brakes.
This is your
We're gonna
choice.
take a break. We're gonna come back in like 15 minutes.
This is
okay?
your choice.
It's 15 minutes. Can we talk about
15 minutes for what? I'm not signing that. It's not my
Where's the
kid.
papers? You're signing these papers.
I'm not signing nothing. No, I'm not. I just told you I'm not signing this.
Since she's been born.
This paper, I'm not signing. I'm not signing that.
This is why you don't want to deal with single mothers, guys. I'm not saying all single mothers are like this, but single mothers are some variation of this. They need the help. It is very hard to be a single parent. Yes, fathers can admit it that it's very hard. They just don't bitch and moan about it, nor do they ask for child support.
You want this is her decision to get divorced. So why should I pay for her daughter that's not mine biologically? Whether you think I adopted her or not,
Stop and recenter in 15 minutes.
I took care of her.
Give us
Okay.
15 and we'll figure this out.
Okay,
So
you
you're
might
just
need
throwing
15.
away
You
7
know what I'm
years.
saying?
You're just throwing away 7 years of being in your daughter's
You're throwing away
life.
7
you
years.
Raised her.
This was your idea,
you
not mine.
raised her. We were together.
All of a sudden, it's your daughter now, you guys. You see how it always changes. And from my daughter, now all of a sudden it's your daughter. Bitch.
It's your idea, not mine.
You know what?
Was it not your idea to get divorced?
Look, we're not getting anywhere.
Okay.
Let's just take 15 minutes to cool off and come
How
back.
you don't want to help me take care of Charlotte?
Yo, you being unprofessional.
How you
right now.
don't want to help me take care of
You're very
Charlotte?
unprofessional.
So
Like,
what I'm supposed to
talk
tell
to your
Charlotte?
lawyer.
So what I'm supposed to tell her?
Tell her that we
So what
getting
am I supposed
divorced.
to tell her?
Okay, I'm
So
not
you
signing that.
just
Quit
walking
throwing
out
that
of
at
her
me.
life completely.
Yes.
You tell your daughter that her mother messed up the only chance she had of a good life.
Yep.
Because not only is she divorcing the guy who was taking care of them, but she is such an evil person that after this video, no man would want to even date her, let alone marry her. And the same can be said about this woman's future as well.
Okay, hold on. It may be. Pay. This better be a ticket to Dubai for 2 weeks straight, round trip. Because you know I've been wanting to go to Dubai.
Open it up. Yeah, read it.
What is this?
You know what it is? I just want you to know that I know. Nevaeh is not mine. She's not my daughter.
Why did you do this tonight out of all nights? Why?
So I wanted you to know that I know Nevaeh is not mine. I've had doubts. So I
What
went at
doubts?
a DNA test. Nevaeh is not mine. She's not my daughter.
What the hell? The fact that she isn't his? Like, come on. But the gaslighting techniques they use.
Why would you do this?
Why would you do
She
this?
loves you though. Why would you do
She's
this?
not my daughter. Why would you do this? Why would you cheat?
I didn't
Why
cheat.
would you cheat on me?
I didn't.
That's proof right there. DNA test. Nevaeh is not my daughter.
But babe, really, out of all days, you had 3 years to give this to me. Now you want to give this to me?
So the only thing she is mad about in all of this mess she has created is the timing of it, because she clearly isn't listening to him. Her fraud has been caught, and she has to pay the price of being a disgraceful human being. As just like this woman here, she has absolutely nothing valuable to offer to a guy.
I realized today that I have nothing to offer a man. Nothing.
Glad you know.
And I feel like it took, number one, it took me 32 years to realize it because I just found that out today. So I was today years old when I realized it. And then it took me a lot of
I mean, girl, look at all those piercings, the red in the hair. Yeah, you look quite freaky, or freakishly, sorry, with all that metal in your face.
pride swallowing to be able to admit it. I'm gonna tell you why I feel the way I feel. This is not based off anyone else. This is only based off myself, but I just wanted to share it just in case it may help somebody else. I feel like I don't have anything to offer to a man because a man asked me what I had to offer him, and it was the way he asked that made me realize that I don't. He simply stated, I realize that you're single, but tell me what would I benefit from having you as my woman? Now, outside of the basics like, oh, I look nice, I can cook, I work, I didn't have nothing else to offer. And the reason I realized that I didn't is because I got to thinking about myself, and all I've been doing for so many years is just working and taking care of kids. I don't know necessarily what I'm into, so there goes hobbies. I'm not necessarily sure my feminine level of energy because majority of my relationships I wore the pants. So how can you as a woman offer to be a woman to a man if you've never fully been a woman? I am a woman because I'm a female, but I'm talking about like actually be a woman, like to a man. I've never experienced that, so I don't know what that feels like. So I can't honestly say that I have anything to offer as far as a woman outside of just being a woman. So that means all I really do have to offer is some. I'm a woman, and we have one. That's really not enough.
You got a mouth too.
And that is the harsh reality that most modern women would never accept. She did accept it, but only after a guy asked her the relevant questions, because most of them lack any self-awareness needed to survive in their life, which for them is a bitter pill to swallow.
Husband boarded his flight and left without his wife when she insisted on getting Starbucks at the airport after he said they didn't have time. In a Reddit post, the man explained the situation, saying that he and his wife were flying to visit his 21-year-old daughter who was away at college. The husband said he's very type A and hates to be late, but his wife, who is his daughter's stepmother, has a very different go-with-the-flow type of attitude.
Stepmother.
The couple managed to make their first flight on this particular journey, but the connecting flight was another story. They got to their terminal and had about 15 minutes before the next leg of their journey. But the wife insisted she wanted coffee and the husband offered to get it from the market right next to their gate. She insisted, however, on going to Starbucks, which was nowhere near their gate. He told her they did not have enough time, but she went anyway without him. As the plane was boarding, this husband called his wife 4 times to ask where she was. She finally answered on the 4th call and said that she was on her way back to the terminal and that the line at Starbucks was exceptionally long. The husband went ahead and boarded the plane after the gate agent said they couldn't hold up the flight. He full on left his wife behind. He told her to get a ticket for
It's his daughter, not her daughter. So yeah, I wouldn't want to miss my daughter either.
the next flight and that he'd see her when she arrived. When she finally arrived at her stepdaughter's school, this wife had nothing to say to her husband, and after a week of the silent treatment, she finally told him that he was wrong and shouldn't have boarded the plane without her. But ultimately, the wife is responsible for her own actions. The husband also has a responsibility to be there for
At least he got a week of silence and peace
for his daughter when he says he will be there. The wife was only thinking about herself and made her husband decide between her and his child when she decided that the coffee was more important.
Women don't even have their motherly instincts anymore, nor do they care about other children that aren't theirs, nor do they even care about their own children sometimes. That is the modern women nowadays. You see them use their children as leverage, as tools and pawns against husbands and the state. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Catch you next time. Ciao.